Live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Brothers and Booze. So Greg and I are flying a little bit. I said duos, so we have no guests, no solo, but we're just gonna dive right into it because I have 3 beers. I have no idea how many you have because you're a man of mystery. So, do you want to load up your first beer? Or do you want me to go?
Let's go with this one. Earl Brow. How the hell do you say that shit?
Earl Bra, Earl Koenig. Hell, oh.
Okay, so this beer, full disclosure, is the first beer I drank. I'm drinking out of the Costco Advent beer
Calendar
beer thing. What is it? Advent calendar, whatever you call it. Yeah. So this is the first one I'm drinking out of that batch that I got. I posted about it in a group, and this thing did not get good reviews. And I don't mean this beer. I mean the overall experience about all those beers. So let's see.
Let's see it.
So it's a Hell's Lager, so it should be light and corny. It's not so bad.
And light.
Hopefully flavorful. And yeah, we're starting light. I got this for later.
Well, I have a ladder of that to do sometime. 3 years.
Of this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so after the initial sip of this one, it is like it appears. It's light, it's refreshing, crisp. Really not much to it. Definitely summer beer, lawnmower beer, all that. I don't know. I like it. It's the first one out of the batch. Yeah. As far as the Hells, if this is what it's trying to be, it does a good job. Cheers. Yeah.
That's good that it's like kind of true to its. There's sometimes when you have those things, you want to just be true to form, even if it feels kind of blah, but it's like that's what the style is.
Right.
So you want it to just hit the right notes. You don't need anything fancy. So
you nailed it, brother.
Yeah. All right. So first one I'm pulling up here is I have to admit it's the title and the label that got me. This one is called "Don't You Know I'm Loco" Mexican Lager.
Yes.
This one is from Aurora Brewing. They are out of Kingsbury, New York. I think that's in Hudson Valley. This one, what's interesting, it says, also when I got it, it says it's a Mexican lager brewed with sea salt, coriander, dry hopped with a type of hops I'd never heard of, Motueka.
Yeah, Motueka.
And conditioned on limes. So 5% ABV. It's not terribly high, but
okay. So it's a lager, so it should be light. This should pair well with. Yeah, it should be like tacos, and the
lime and the salt in there is just like, it's weird. You could smell the salt, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, I know.
Not like the beach, but like, whoo, baby, that's gonna be salty.
Yes.
That is nice and light.
That one,
a little cloudy.
Oh, you know what? Maybe this will drink like Sea Quench. Remember that one from Dogfish?
Yeah, I like Sea Quench. That's a good one. All right, so let's give this a go. The limes like I said, the limes are super prevalent. You could smell a little bit of the hoppiness, but that's not overpowering. It almost drinks like a Gosa.
Right.
Because all the sea salt in there is like, it gives it that nice salty flavor. It's really quite good. And I really like the lime flavor. This is what you hope a Corona would be, that it never gets to that point.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know how you put the lime in the Corona, you're like, this is going to be great. And then you drink it, it looks like it's fucking Corona. No, this is really, really excellent Mexican lager. Like, I really enjoy this. It's like I said, it drinks more like a Gosa to me, but that's because of the salt and everything. But man, it's really, really good. So yeah, I would definitely, if you can find this, I'd definitely recommend it. It's definitely more of a. This would be excellent if you were actually at the beach. Yeah, really good.
Look at us starting with these summer beers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is here. Let me pop it back up here. so you can see what I'm seeing. But this is so they're in King Ferry, New York. So it's not like, oh, so these are the
Oh,
Finger Lakes
wait.
here.
That's up in the Finger Lakes. That's actually see where Ithaca is. That's actually where I work. So that's not all that far from where I work.
Yeah, look at
Interesting.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I may have
King
to make a
Ferry.
trip.
So I'm not likely to get any of their stuff because, well, we'll pull it out here. You can see how far I am from there. But this could be a stop on my way to you one of these times, and I'm going to be driving towards you coming
Yeah,
up here next year in 2020. No, but that sounds really, really good.
I'm telling you,
Um,
that's
th-
surprisingly good. Like
it,
I,
is it like Sequench without the sour part too? Because Sequench
yes,
has that
yes, but salty,
lime and
but definitely saltier. So like it's like I said, you getting that real. That's why it just really does. I've said it 3 times now, but it does. It tastes just. It has that salty feel of a gosa. But I really, really dig this.
nice, nice. What else do I have here?
I am
Oh,
definitely finishing that one though. That's super good.
yeah, I almost. Let's see what we got here. This house. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to tag it in here to untap because it was a good one. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set that aside here though. So I'm gonna go dark here, of course. At some point during all of this, we're coming into the dark beer season, and it's almost inevitable. Like you have to be drinking stouts and porters and stuff. It's not even if you want to or not. That's just it's
Yeah,
put up
because
in your
that's just
face, basically.
that's what's there.
Absolutely. So, full disclosure, I met a friend. I can't say his name yet because, well, him and his wife are waiting to tell everybody, but he's having a son. And last week I met him, or he's having a baby. So last week I met him at a bar, or I'm at a brewery, and we just talked about being a father. And he's just, you know how it was when you were, expecting father, but you weren't a father, and you're
Yeah.
pretty much like deer in the headlights. What the hell is going to happen? Why the hell am I going to be a father?
What
Why
did I
the
get
hell did I
myself
do this?
into?
What the hell am I doing? All those questions, right? So
Right.
I don't know. He called me up and so I ended up buying him Adrian Culp's book. We're expecting. I don't know if you know, and he has We're Expecting, and he also has another book where he talks about parenting. So I bought that book, took it up there, and then we exchanged beers. So he gave me this. I was getting to something. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Um, he was giving me this from Three Sheep. It's called Bon Bon Chocolate
Ooh.
Milk Stout. And then look at that. I know you like the label. Look at the label.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's like almost Art Deco.
Right. That and this label, I'm expecting some big chocolate
I
out of
would
this
think
bad
so.
boy. You're advertising chocolate. It's all over these little candies. Like this kind of reminds me of like Christmas candies that you get when you go to people's houses and they have them sitting out. And
Yeah.
like I don't know, I love those. You,
Oh,
you
yeah.
like you, you take a handful on the way out.
Yeah.
That's a
You're
really
like, you try to sneak it. I don't want to see them grab me all their candy.
right. But someone, I mean, listen, they put it out there for a reason, Doug.
Yeah, it's true.
So this pours, let's see, pours like we wanted to.
Oh, that's nice and dark.
My glass is a little dirty, of course, but we'll work through that. Dark, dark, dark. So I want more chocolate. I'm not getting much chocolate in the nose, Doug. I'm scared.
It's not giving you that on the
Oh,
nose.
little. I want to open it up a little bit. Oh, I want more chocolate in this nose. So let's see if it's gonna give me the chocolate I'm looking for in the end here, because you called it bonbon, y'all. All right, all right, all right. Okay, there's chocolate there.
Okay.
Wow, wow. At the end, it's all over the place. It's milk chocolate though.
Yeah.
Um, you know the difference between it's probably between it tastes between milk chocolate and dark chocolate. Dark chocolate has that bitterness.
Yep.
Some people don't like. Milk chocolate has that like creamy, like more of a sweetness.
Yep.
I'm tasting both actually in this. I don't know if it's possible. Like I don't know.
You're getting like bitter notes, but like the smooth creaminess of the like milk chocolate.
Yes. smooth creaminess first, bitter end. It's
Mm.
like almost one of those yeah, I don't know about chocolates, but I know chocolates are crazy because you buy a box of them and then they have like 20 of them in there. And like, not all, I always go for that. You know, everybody goes for the ones that they like. So I always go for the peanut butter ones. But they have those ones where they have chocolate and then they have chocolate inside of chocolate.
Yeah.
This is what this is like. Like you get that chocolate in between and then you get a different one at the end.
Yeah.
This is pretty damn good. If you like stouts, I'm not sure. It didn't come up on their website when I was looking. I didn't really give it that much time, as you know. We were scrambling before.
It happens.
We didn't have to, or I was. How about that? I'll speak for myself. I was scrambling before showtime, but no, I don't see it here on their
Maybe it was like a, like a special, not special edition, but like a small batch.
Yeah, no, my friend lives. He lives like right up the block from Three Sheeps. I think I've had Three Sheeps on this before. I've talked about Three Sheeps. They're really, really good. I would even say they're kind of underrated if that's even possible around here. People like their stuff, but people don't go crazy over it. But this is a good one, man. This would pair fantastically. This is great Christmas seasonal beer, especially if you don't like you know how they have the Christmas sales out now.
Yeah.
Mad Alf is one of them, and some people are turned off by that, like all the spice.
Yep.
I think you can really get into a milk stout during this time frame.
Speaking to Mad Alf, I just want to let you know I also saw that they have Mad Alf Grand Cru out in Bombers.
Okay, so yeah, we got to talk on the side, but I need one of those, and I need.
I think I can make that happen. So
we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a date to tell anybody at this point, but it's gonna be soon because it needs to be.
Yeah, because soon.
But yeah, if you got anybody who's watched the show here or watched the recap, to me, I just didn't think about it until we got on the show right now. But chocolate milk stouts are really good, in my opinion, seasonal, and it works with what's going on in the season, which is chocolates, and this would be great after Thanksgiving dinner. So Thanksgiving show, this would be fantastic. And it's a little different than what we would normally go for, which is again big, imperial stouts and the spicy stuff. So do you like the spicy Christmas ales? Where are you at with that?
I am not one who is a big fan of like when they throw. It's almost like pumpkin beers. Pumpkin beers, I like them kind of almost reserved. Christmas beers, when they get like heavy into nutmeg and all, and that's a little bit much for me personally. But I know a lot of people really dig that. Yeah, it's not really my jam to have just a boatload of spices. But like, if you're going to try to make it like a beer version of mulled wine or mulled cider, then that would probably be your jam. But for me, not really for me personally.
I'm hoping for the evolution of these ones, like because we know how you have the evolution of craft beer where it started big as far as ABVs, and then it kind of came down where like they're starting to make more flavorful beers with low ABVs. Yeah, I'm hoping that they do this with, and I think we've seen it with pumpkin beers too. I think pumpkin beers came out crazy, and then they've kind of tamped them down as far as like being big and spicy. Yep. I'm hoping that way. I'm hoping this happens for Christmas sales, so we can start seeing some of them maybe in like 4% or 5%. Because again, sometimes we're not, Chris, everybody, in my opinion, or a lot of people, how about that, equivocate holidays with big ABV beers. And trust me, it's great. But sometimes, what happens if you're house hopping, Doug? What happens if you have to go to your grandmother's house, go to your uncle's house, your sister's house?
You're not easy to drive.
Right. Or even if you say even Joe's being nice and she's like, look, I'll drive. You still don't want to be drinking bourbon barrels at like 12 in the afternoon.
No. So I mean, I do. I just don't want to drive anywhere after that.
Right. No one wants you to, but no one else wants you to. Right.
No, that's true. That is a true statement.
I feel you. I understand. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be nice if they had seasonal, winter beers that were like lower ABV. Let's keep us in the 5s or something, and we'd be good. And then later at night, we'll just jump on that big bourbon barrel, that big pumpkin beer that we've been saving, or even this one. But this is a nice one because I can't get the ABV on it, but I'm telling you right now, it's a lower one, and we need some of those to help accent the big ones around this time.
Sure. And then having like a darker beer that is lower ABV is then you're getting like for instance a lot of porters, you have them with their 5-6%, but they got that super roasty. They have a lot of character. They don't need to be like a something where you're smelling it smells like a bourbon barrel. But there's a place for that too. I think you're right. I think that we should hope that brewers get a little more creative in the darker beers for the lower ABVs just to have some variance.
Or even the lighter beers too.
Mhm.
When you were talking, when I jumped in my head was these white stouts, which I am not a fan of. I'll be the first to be honest with you, but this is maybe a lane for them too, where
Mhm.
like because they drink like stouts, but they're really light.
Mhm.
Do you like those?
Well,
We've had these on the show.
yeah, I had the Dragon's Milk White Stout, which was pretty good. It was a very creamy stout.
Mm.
So it was like, Guinness has that real creamy taste to it, but it wasn't dark. I think if I remember right, there was some lactose in it, which gave it that creaminess. Try to push it over there, but I thought that was pretty good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it just depends. Like stouts. I'm generally not a big fan of like the English dry hop stouts, like things like that. Like that sort of thing isn't in my wheelhouse all that much, but like I've noticed that like I had one that was it was considered a hop dark ale, and to me it tasted like a black IPA. But that kind of thing was really good. But that was 6%, and that was really good. So, all right, I'm gonna jump into my next one here because I'm gonna go to one of my favorite styles.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man.
Stouts.
No.
Okay.
Scotch ale.
We haven't had one in a while. I'm glad
Yeah, I
you
know it's
found
been a
one.
long time, man. So this is from Willow Rock, who I don't know if anybody can remember. The Willow Rock had that pumpkin brunch beer that I had a couple weeks ago when I did all the pumpkin beers, and that was probably the best pumpkin beer I've ever had. And I found this at a small little place that is called Brewers something or other, and they are a breakfast shop that serves coffee, and then in the afternoon they become a tap house.
Oh,
So I
my
was like, that's really
favorite.
smart, brewers.
My favorite.
Yeah. So this I've never had this, but it's it's got hockey guys on it or no curling. I apologize. Holy shit.
Here we go.
See, you got the good little guy over there, and then you got the dude sweeping in front of the big freaking rock.
Nice.
Yeah. So like the blue granite from the sea swept crags. Oh geez. Wow. This is a whole bigger story than I thought.
Right. So rich toffee, caramel, and burnt sugar.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what you expect, right?
What should be going? Right. Exactly. Let me peruse this website, see what they got going while you're sniffing over there. Willow Rock. So Syracuse is Willow Rock is this here?
Yeah, it's not far from my house, probably about an hour and 10 minutes. So this is, got a nice little head.
They look like a microbrewery with the hours here.
Yeah. It's it's a small little joint apparently. So that is it's got the reddish toffee like color to it. Smells just like a good old Scotch ale.
You don't see enough of them unless you're in Montana. And
yeah, apparently I got to go out there to get some more.
Oh, you do. You do.
Oh, you'll get some over there.
You do. Trust me, you will be in heaven.
There's
something missing.
There's a strange. There's an aftertaste to it that I can't identify.
Good or bad?
Not good in my estimation because
okay.
So to me, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell that is. There's like, it's almost like there's a flat aftertaste to it. It doesn't taste flat when you first drink it, but it's almost like there's this flat, like I'm gonna say film. I'm trying to see what the date is. Unfortunately, it's on the bottom of a giant can. So
yeah, well, unless it's
this was canned.
Back
February 19th of this year. So that may be why.
It's a little old. So
Yeah.
maybe oxidation.
I think
what
so. I think so. And what's interesting on the bottom, it says curling for gold underneath the date. So, hey, kudos for making something completely different because they're not in Canada. Curling's not like a major sport up by Syracuse. So,
No,
yeah,
but no.
It's a little old, and I think that's where I'm getting the aftertaste.
So, a couple things. So oxidation is something I struggle with. Trying to become a judge, I struggle getting that. Maybe that's what it is oxidation, because it's just oxidation means exposure. You probably know exposure to oxygen, obviously, because then it's been sitting for a while. Because you know what, like Scotch ales don't have that hop presence that we're used to looking for. And then I've had a couple IPAs here that weren't IPAs by the time I got to them, and then we looked at the date, we're like, oh my goodness, that half a year. Of course, it's horrible. But Scotch ales take longer, in my opinion, to denigrate. But I bet you, or degenerate, something. You guys know. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's oxidation probably.
Yeah, it's definitely not crisp. It's definitely not what I expect out of a Scotch ale. It comes in and just kind of goes flat, and then it just leaves this kind of layer of. I don't think that's their fault. I think I bought a can and I didn't look at the date.
Well,
and
I'm gonna have to try that. This is people who need to pull it off the shelves. But then again, this is a complicated issue, in my opinion, because when do you pull them and all that? Now, see, a year for me is good enough, but again, you got to have somebody who's pretty savvy working there, because you know how this goes. Because again, what I'm about to pull up right here, Imperial Stout with Mexican chocolate and all this can sit on the shelves for a year. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Right. In fact, actually, it may increase in value. With all due respect, and I love you, brother, but people like you, seller people, who will pick up next year's and see this there, last year's. Oh yeah, I'll grab them both. I can do a vertical. So it's interesting how some beers are just great, will be great on the shelf, and some beers like that one or IPAs are just.
Yeah, I'm just I have another beer there's in my fridge that's a tart beer, and I think I'm gonna have to pull that out next week because I didn't really even look at the date on that. So I'm gonna have to. I try to remember to do that, and I just didn't this time. And unfortunately, that's a beer I'm not even gonna take another drink of because it's not enjoyable.
No, and again, it's not. There's nothing on. That was who's that? Willow Creek.
Willow Rock is the
Willow Rock. Yes, and it's not on them because again, they put their stuff out there, and it's at some point the people who sell that beer have to pull it off.
Yeah.
But again, that's just not. Again, I'm not selling anybody.
Yeah, I think
I'm the first. I get giddy at these places, man. We've talked about this 100 times. How many times have we? And we'll continue to do it too, because again, sometimes you're just quick, and you're a label guy too, so you're a label sucker. So then that plays into effect. And then I'm just like, I get really hyped up when I'm in a beer place, so that plays into effect. I'm like,
you walk in and you hear angels singing. You walk around.
Exactly. The sun
part. I am. I'm like a freaking kid. I'm like a kid in a candy store in those places.
And it's even worse when I'm on the road too. And I really have to stop myself and be like, all right, what are the dates on this? And I think the only place you can really leave that is the brewery. I would really hope that the brewery wouldn't be selling you old beer. That would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
And when you go to a brewery, you expect the most freshest. I'm expecting the most freshest beer out of your taps, and on top of that, in the takeout thing. So you guys better at the breweries. You have no excuse.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah. Like there's one brewery I go to that a buddy of mine is like the bar manager. They have just a small fridge. They make a very small, like college size fridge, and that's all they fill because they don't want to put in old stuff.
Right.
And so you just go, that's really smart. Every day they go and they stock it, and then just if something gets old, they get rid of it.
So, Doug, now's the time for our sponsor.
What's our sponsor?
Doug, you do a podcast, don't you?
Yes, I do. We are in a bit of a hiatus right now for some things that are going on, but life, hey, as if it happens. So my friend Jay and I, who's been on the show before, we do a podcast called Parental Advisory. We are in season 2 of that, and it's a podcast where, it's 2 dads, but we're at different stages. I have kids who are all teens, and he has kids that are, one's a teenager and the other 2 are middle and elementary school. And basically we wanted to make a podcast where it's just like dads, but we swear and we talk about a bunch of different stuff. And it's not just dad stuff. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's politics. Sometimes it's just dumb stuff like fandoms. It's just, we run the gamut. We do whatever we kind of want, and that's kind of the fun of it, is just being able to do, just kind of speak on whatever we want to do. So shout out to Jay and our podcast, Parental Advisory.
Yes, shout out to Jay. So a couple questions for you. First of all, you said you're in a hiatus, but that doesn't, and that's fine, obviously. But the best part about podcasts is that you have a library. So how many episodes have you guys done?
Right now we have available, I do believe, 13 episodes, 14 maybe. And they go back, to basically almost 2 years ago, because we did a season and then we took a break and then we started doing them, and then we had to take a break for some things. And
I've listened to I think most of them, and most of them are evergreen, man. Most of them, like, you can listen to now and it's still relevant what you guys are talking about. Even I listened to going to Montana. I listened to something that you guys taped a year ago, and it was just talking about your kids, and Jay was having problems, everybody was sick, but it was still like evergreen. It was still something that was relevant that I could like get into, but it was taped, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, I think it was a year that you guys taped it before I even heard it. And then I just, on my last road trip, I just heard the one with the, when you guys are talking about abortion. And that was really interesting because that guy didn't agree with you guys. And actually, it was funny because then you guys found some things, because you and Jay kind of aligned politically, but you guys found some things that you guys even disagreed with. And then, I don't know, I think it seemed like there was a revelation. Like, there were things that like came out that you guys didn't know about each other and stuff. So it was really interesting, and it was thought provocative, and it wasn't just like people who all agree. Everybody like living in a bubble where everybody agrees and everybody's like, yeah, I agree. No, it was a really good constructive conversation that people disagreed, but nobody was screaming and hollering or anything. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, and that was an episode we did with Aaron Softly, who is a pastor. And so like getting his perspective on it, and having Jay and I being, both of us, I'm a little more liberal than probably even Jay is, but we're both very similar. And then Aaron he's a pastor and he is conservative, but he's more moderate. But the idea of just being like, and he does a lot of work in lower income areas. So like the idea of him talking about how to talk about that sort of stuff in those there. I mean, it was, to me, that's one of my favorite episodes, just because of all the different inroads we made, and that was fun. So yeah. And there's other stuff like that. We have just kind of like, we did one episode that was, we haven't yet released, but we did one where it was like, how do you separate the artist from the art? Like, that was fun. It was rough. There was some rough ones. But yeah, so yeah, again, it's just all over the place.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you all should check it out. We're on every streaming platform you could think: iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever you want to do. It's Parental Advisory. If you want to go to parentaladvisory.com, that's our website. And we're on all the social media channels too. Same thing. So look us up and check us out, and rate and review if you can. That'd be awesome.
Sweet. So now I got you're talking, so I think you're probably a little parched. So we ready for your next one?
I think you're right, because I didn't get to drink a second beer. Because that second beer was not what I had hoped for.
No.
All right. So this one I found, and I did an episode when we did the episode not long ago where I did three philosophers variants. And it was the regular three philosophers, which is one of my favorite quads. And then there was a raspberry variant, and I want to say a coffee one. I could be no, it was a wine barrel variant, and then there was a bourbon barrel variant, and then there was just that. So I found this one, and I thought, well, this is gonna be either a hit or a fucking giant bomb because it's gonna be because it is blueberry coffee, Three Philosophers. And when I brought that home, if you would have saw Jill's face, she was like, "Oh," and I was like, well,
Only if yeah. Only I like blueberry though. I do, but
man, but blueberry and coffee together, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've had that in a beer.
I would feel more safer if it said dragon's milk on it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
Gang makes great beer, but they're like kind of collaboration where they make variants. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with. I think this is actually their first real foray into that.
Who are they? Who are they with? Who are they collaborating with? What's going on with that one?
No, this is not a collaboration. This is where they're trying to collaborate flavors, the things that I'm not.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I'm like the only thing that I've seen them do is there's a set of caverns here. They're called How Caverns, and they did this set of beers where they took of their beers and stuck them in the cavern for a year. Not they cave aged them, and those were unbelievable. But then How Caverns like, yeah, we can't do that because we're like a family business and we don't want beer in there. And I'm like, whatever. So anyway, here we go. This is going to be at the very least interesting.
This is going to be interesting. I'm looking for this.
Yeah, wait, look at the color. That's a quad.
Okay.
It's got like a reddish blue hue to it.
It looks blue. Right.
Yeah. And you could see even in the head, it's a little bit that way too. Smell the blueberry, but not as much as I expected. I don't smell any coffee. That's surprising because coffee is pretty fucking strong.
I don't see this here, but what I do see, I want this in my life. What is this?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
So what do you got there? Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, so this is superbly balanced. Really surprising. Like blueberry on the front, coffee. Neither of them are punching you out. They don't fight each other. Goes right at, and then you get the nice sweetness of the quad at the end. Like that is really good. Man, I was really worried about this.
No, I was too.
Like I was like, oh, this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be either a disaster or just something.
Or they're going to pull it off. Right. And it sounds like they pulled it off there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the flavors run really quick. So it's, blueberry, a little bit of coffee. The coffee is really quick. And then right into the sweetness of the quad. Nice. So they did that really, really well. I would not say it's something you could drink a boatload of. One is Three Philosophers, which is, I'm going to look at the ABV, but usually they're over 10.
I got it right here. Let's see what we got.
9.7 for this one.
This is where are we at up here?
Profile.
Nope.
Oh, so look at that. Wait, they blend in Creek into that. I didn't even realize that. You see that?
Yeah, but in a Belgian Creek. Yeah.
Daniel just said that he saw that too and was like, no. And I'm like, yeah. Daniel, I bought it just because of me being a fan of Ommegang and me just wanting to try the one variant I didn't have. So yeah, that, like I said, it's kind of a one-off beer. You get one, it's definitely unique, but really well balanced. And because it's also 10%, you're not going to drink a boatload of them. But I really think that's surprisingly good. So
that's Three Philosophers.
Yep.
What is it? Blueberry coffee.
Blueberry coffee.
So then it has the base of Three Philosophers, which has that creek in it. So then it's part sour.
I don't.
or
I think that part
fruit.
that part is what works with the blueberry so well. I really think that's what actually works with
Right.
the blueberry so well.
That
Mhm.
shit sounds complex.
Yeah,
Like that's a complex recipe.
it's a complex recipe, but drinking it doesn't taste complex. Like I said, you get what it says. It says blueberry coffee, and it's literally that order, and then you just go right into the quad, but it's so fast, like you just oh cool little, and then you're just right into the quad. The base quad is excellent. Three Philosophers is just a really
Man.
good verb quad. So
So do we remember you got that in one bottle? Do you remember what we paid for it?
this can.
Or can, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, this is a 16-ounce cans. All my things were 16 ounces today for some reason. So that, boy, I want to say that was $5, $5.25
Okay. Okay.
for a 16-ounce can of something that's 10% alcohol.
Yeah, again.
If you got this can at a bar, that would be $9.
Yep, at the brewery 7. For
Yeah.
sure. Right.
Yep.
Cheers. That
Cheers.
sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I lucked out on that. It's weird that I was less worried about the Scotch ale. And that turned out not to go too well. So.
Right.
What's your third one you got going here, man?
Well, and I think again, real quick, blueberry gives people red hair because first of all, we all live through the Lizard of Oz bullshit. But on top of that, usually blueberry is not. I don't know. Blueberry's not one that's used much, and sometimes it's overused, and people get like. I always think, damn, is it overused? And the first word out of your damn mouth, Doug, was it's balanced, and that means to me that like we're all worried about it not being balanced or being like a blueberry bomb or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually what my biggest concern was. And also because you have two such pronounced flavors in blueberry and coffee.
Yes.
And I was worried that it would they would just be fighting each other, which is not what you want in a beer. And like I said, I think you always want to strive for some sort of balance. So they really I'd recommend anybody just at least trying it. I mean, now that you could see like the head, you could see with the blueberry and the creek that actually put in it, so it's like you could see that color on it. So it's like the quad is never that. The quad is much more darker brown. So this is definitely a lighter hue. So kudos to Ommegang, man. That was light years better than I was hoping for.
Nice. We usually don't stray into national brands that much. What I mean by national brands, I mean the bigger breweries. We kind of do, but sometimes we don't. But I'm going there now with one that I'm sure everyone is, not everyone, but people have seen
most everyone.
Yeah, or people have seen this one. I don't remember the last time I've had this one, or if I ever had this one. Actually, I really don't remember. I've been to Stone in Richmond. Shout out to our friend Matt Clark. He was on the show. He's down in Richmond now. So I wore my Answer Brew Pub. He actually might be there right now.
That would be
literally
very
right now at the Answer Brew Pub. Fantastic place. But so Stone is I didn't really actually think I was gonna have it here when he's down there and all that. But so what is this called?
I'm gonna tell you how to pronounce it. Chocovesa.
Chocovesa. There we go.
It seems like it doesn't sound like that, but that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, it's that X that throws everything off. Imperial Stout, Mexican hot chocolate. Let's see what this is all about.
I have this every year, by the way. So
what is that?
I get this every year. I get a 6-pack of it every year. So I'm interested to see what you think of it, though.
When does it come out? Like this time every year?
It's right around Thanksgiving. It's ostensibly considered their Christmas beer, but
see, I was talking about that before about chocolate and Christmas time, and
also I really love that glass.
Yeah. Third Sign. This is an old school glass. They are a dead brand, actually. So,
what's the brand? What was it?
Third Sign. I don't know if you see.
No, I can't see it because of the head.
Yeah, through the. Their sign was you can't see it through the phone. It was Third Sign, and they had a duality thing, and long story short, they had a big old fight with a distributor, and the distributor owned their brand. So they said, "Fuck it, we're changing brands."
Oh, jeez.
Right. Yeah, it has a story behind it. So I'm smelling okay, so I'm smelling some spices here. Um some chocolate, uh cinnamon and nutmeg. Should I be? Should I is that what it should be?
I'm not gonna say anything. I want you to.
Okay.
I know what it tastes like. I'm just curious
Okay.
what you think of it.
I don't think I've ever had this one, man. It'll be interesting when I see it on tap. I really don't think I had this one. So cheers. I know what a Mexican chocolate thing, yeah, should be. It's been warming up too. I've had it sitting out here for at least 40 minutes.
That's good.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know. I'm expecting a little bit more. Not much chocolate, not much spice. It's kind of alcoholic. Kind of hot. It might need a year. So the hotness comes out, and I can really get the flavor. Is there flavor here? No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay, hold on.
That's okay. What I like is that you do get something that's a little different. It's not your standard holiday beer. Now maybe just because now make sure what year or what time that is, like when it was brewed. If you can see.
Packaged 8/29/19.
Okay.
Oh.
So like I said in there, I said something to Dan in there about how I have a ladder of that. So I have this year's, last year's, and the year before. So I'm gonna have to pull that out at some point and do that and just see how it tastes for different variants or what different years. I mean, it's not something that hits you in the face with all the flavors. It's not that kind of beer.
No, it's not at all.
And it's something where it feels pretty boozy, hints of chocolate. It's more like the flavors that they talk about are more hints than they are really prevalent.
Oh, absolutely. None of this is in your face. None of this
and it feels kind of subtle.
It's very subtle. And again, normally I can pretty sure I could tell you I've never had this beer because I would probably have the reaction that I had before. Like I would have known going in that this isn't the whole presentation of it makes me feel like a big beer, and it comes off as this subtle. It comes off as what I was trying to ask for before, which is a light, subtle, like Christmas beer. But the only problem with it is to be where I'm at is at 8.1%.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. That beer for me is something I can drink several of, even at 8, because it's subtle.
Yeah, yes. That makes it more drinkable than most of these hot, these what do you call hot Mexican or what? Yeah, hot chocolate, Mexican hot chocolate. Again, normal Mexican hot chocolate stouts are bigger in flavor, and I don't even want to say badder. But the subtleness of the flavors lead to the hotness. So even with this being, what was it, bottled in August, I would love to see how it is next year. And this is why you're already on it. You're already on it because you're like, I got my vertical. So you're already feeling it.
Yeah, I'm interested to do. Like I debated whether doing the vertical on the show, but I might just because I'd be curious to see how that tastes as it ages.
Look at this.
Curiously, I get some of that almost every year, and the thing is, I have never cellared it until I decided 2 years ago I'm going to put one in the cellar, and then I didn't. I forgot about it, and which happens in my cellar quite a bit. And I was like, and then I said, oh shit, I never got one for last year. And then I was at some place and they had 2018 Chocovasa still available. and it was on their shelf, and I'm like, it's Chocobasa. It'll be fine. It's not gonna go bad. So I grabbed one of those, and then when this year's came out, I grabbed that as well. So I have one of each this year, the year before, and the year previous. So I'm wondering if maybe I should even just not do the ladder this year and just do a 4-year ladder. But I'm kind of like, I'm impatient. So
kind of, but you still have 4 of those. So,
yeah,
or
so,
actually, impatience doesn't mean that you forget shit. Like that helps you be patient when you forget them, right? Is that what you're saying?
oh, it is. And where I cellar my stuff is in this kind of tucked up corner in the basement up where no light hits it, so I fucking never see it when I go down there. So it's like half the time I'm like, shit, I don't even remember what I have up there. I need to, and it's not like I have a boatload of it. We have friends who have a bit of a problem with cellaring. Let's just put it at that sort of frame. But yeah, mine is I might have 20 bottles down there, 20 beers, maybe 25 at the most. And then I just sometimes forget. Like, oh yeah. Like I have a bourbon barrel aged stout from Saranac down there that I just remembered that it's probably 2 years old. So I should probably open that up.
Right. So I would reluctantly call this a sessionable imperial stout.
Yeah, that's a good descriptor. Honestly, it is.
Interesting one, man. It's not. It wasn't bad, and I don't even want to say that it's bad. It's not even bad. It's just more about. It just shocked me about how I was expecting bigger flavors. I wasn't hoping for bigger flavors. I was expecting them. 2 different things.
The way they package it and the way they make it look, you're expecting it to be just fireworks, and it's not that.
No.
But I think that's actually kind of, what's that?
A little hot. That's my only critique, but it's not.
Yeah, Dan said he had it on tap, and he didn't. He thought the peppers were less pronounced. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's powerful when I had it on tap this year. Yeah, I don't. The peppers are very, 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 very mellow. In fact, I don't even. Little again, a little hot is my but good for the style, good for the times. Again, nice low ABV, but it'll feel like a bigger one. And you're right, you could have a couple of these and sit back and watch your uncles argue over Trump or something.
I'm not watching that. I'm getting out of the fucking room. That's happening. You guys can argue. I'm gonna go drink over here.
I thought this year, previous years, I probably would have fought, but this year, if it would happen, I would just sit back with a brandy and just watch. I'm not engaging.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that my family's pretty apolitical. Like my parents are like Switzerland. They just kind of roll with the punches. My brothers never talk about politics. Well, that actually works for us. So when I go to holidays and it's actually relaxing. I don't have any kind of crazy shit going on.
I would just ask a lot of people can we put politics aside for at least 1 day or 2 days? Like it's all over the place every day, all day. You can go right now and scream about it. Like, can you just put Thanksgiving or Christmas away so we don't have any bullshit? Like, please. I just ask everybody. I'm cool. I have no problems. Trust me, my holidays are gonna be good. We don't have any problems there. But I know a lot of other people don't. And can we just make this one holiday where people just chill and just have a beer?
I am in agreement, sir.
Relax. I know it's important, but nothing's gonna happen between that 24 hours or that 6 hours that you're spending with your family. Nothing's going to happen. So we can just relax for those 6 hours. Yeah.
Eat all the food, drink all the beverages, and just fucking put all that shit on the shelf and just relax, man.
So holidays coming up. Mm-hmm. Before we jet out of here, what generally speaking, like what do you do on Black Friday? Actually, let's just skip over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you guys ever go out? Do you ever shop? Do you
Oh,
hide? Do you watch
no.
sports? Do you drink? Do you work? What do you do?
Well, this is the first year I got hired permanently at the job that I have. This will be my third year at the place, but first year hired permanently. I was a contractor there for 2 years, and in previous years, the company that I worked for that was like hired was I was an employee of them that was contracted into the company. They didn't have any holidays, so if I would take a day off, I had to save up my vacation days and use them. This year it's different. I don't have that. I'm hired permanently, so I'm off Thanksgiving and I'm off the day after, which is nice. Now the difference for us is this year, my youngest he was in basketball last year, and he's in basketball again this year. They have tournaments that weekend, so we're trying to figure out how do I make that work with my family, because my family is 2.5 hours away from us. So like trying to figure that out, and we will. I think it's just a matter of working through that. And we don't actually do Thanksgiving with either of our families. My wife's family is in Florida. Well, her mom and dad are in Florida, and they used to live about an hour from us, and then we would just go there. We don't have that anymore. So we're probably just going to do something small for Thanksgiving. And just, we asked our kids, do you have friends that don't have a space to go? Or, we're big on supporting LGBTQ rights. Do you have LGBTQ friends who don't have, like, they can't go home because their parents aren't cool with it? Fortunately, our kids are all like, nope, our friends are all set, which is great.
Friendsgiving.
Yeah, Friendsgiving. So we were going to do something like that. But otherwise, it's just kind of low key. Glad to have 2 extra days off. So yeah. What about you? How about what's goes on with your fam?
Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, in my opinion, should be the least stressful holiday. It should be about family, football, and food. And if you don't even like football, who gives a shit? It should be about family and food. Like, it doesn't have the hook that Christmas has, which is the gift thing, which everybody has to mitigate or whatever. And it's just, it makes that holiday a little bit more, quote, stressful or a little bit more awkward, because there's a gifts exchange and people show up and you don't have a gift for them, or you don't want to give a gift for some people and you don't have money for it. It's just a mess. Christmas is excuse my language, a fucking mess. And the whole stressful shit leading up to it. Again, this is why Thanksgiving should be like, this is why I get annoyed when people skip over Thanksgiving, because skipping over the least stressful holiday. It should be like, it should just be chill. Thanksgiving should be a fucking chill day. So for my family, and that way, we go out to a local brewery here that has a fabulous, wonderful Thanksgiving buffet. It's amazing. They even have turducken on it, on the buffet most of the time. So wow. We usually do that, and I don't know, man. I found that, like, especially when my kids were younger, I come from a family that has this big table, and the whole table was filled with food. Yeah. So I want that at Thanksgiving. My family did not want that when I started my family. Kids didn't care.
Like, we're done with that.
Right. And I don't know, me and Michelle can eat so much, but like, we can't eat, like, you know what I mean? So I just got bogged down because I want to have a whole bunch of food, but I don't want to cook it. And then if no one's going to eat it, it's even more useless. So that's why we went the buffet route. We've done it for 10 plus years. We're going to do it for 10 plus more. We love it. It's great. And then, at night we have like a pumpkin pie around, or we have some like dessert. And of course I have my big beers. So it works great. As far as Black Friday goes, I don't know. My family's been out to Black Friday once out of 10 years, so we don't really do it. I start my Christmas shopping literally in February. I got kids. I can't afford that shit. I can't afford what they want, so I got to pay for that shit all through the year. I can't afford the shit that they want, Doug. Period.
Yeah, so, except I'm a giant procrastinator, so I'm like, I haven't even really started. This is great.
And I'm not like one of these people too, man. I don't want to be one of these people too, and I don't want to talk down or anything. But what happens is I think people get into, like, life goes fast, and you get into a funk. And they say that, like, what do they say? Like, millions of people go into debt for 6 months for Christmas. Yeah. And I can't wrap my head around that. So I have to start like in the spring. I really do. And that's how we've always done it. And we did it this year. This is how we always done it. There's some risk with that because again, if you buy something in March, I don't know if the kids will like it or if they
Yeah,
might buy it or there's some risk to all this. Don't get me wrong, but
sure.
it's kind of helped me. So I kind of skip Black Friday and Black Friday is a beer day now. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I know they released shit like Bourbon County Stout and stuff like that on those days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of keep that open for that. So I'm gonna probably go to a beer release or two, but it's low key, man. It's low key, chill. Holidays are supposed to be good. It's supposed to be stress release. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a day off, like you said. If you got a
Yeah.
good setup, it's a payday off. Everybody should be happy. If people aren't happy, get rid of them. Fuck them. Yes. Even on the holiday, look, keep
Yeah.
your peace, man. You deserve your peace at least on one day.
I agree.
And I don't
Yeah.
care how much you love Trump or hate Trump. Shut the fuck up about Trump on Thursday. Thank you.
Agreed.
So with that, I can almost mic drop and we can like go
Mhm.
through ours. I'll start. I had 3 delicious beers today. It started with this house that I still have to finish. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna be cold. We got to talk to our friend Afro Beer Chick.
Yeah.
The reason I do it is, what did she do with a good beer that went warm? I want to know. Did she put ice cubes in it? Did she what? Did she just pour it? Because she's that lady
He's
that can
resourceful,
repurpose a
man.
beer. She can repurpose any fucking
Mhm.
beer.
Yeah,
So
she's
like I want
resourceful
to.
as
This is
fuck.
a little bit warm, so I don't know if it's gonna be as crisp as I had it because I got consumed in the stouts.
Yeah.
But this is
I
a
have
good one. This
have
came
that
from
too.
my Costco Advent beer thing
Calendar.
that I bought. It was like $60 for like 40 beer or 30 beers or something like that.
Wow.
This was good. You guys in the Daddy Porter Beer Group tore up that whole case thing. You guys were like, it's not good. The beer sucks. And actually, it was one of my boys, Scroggs, and he's a certified Cicerone. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, what did I buy? So I don't know. First one, good. So second one is actually the second one I enjoyed is this. Say it again. What is it called?
Chocovesa.
Chocovesa. Um, this is
Like I
pretty
said, like
good. I was just
Chocovesa.
Chocovesa. Right. I got it now. I'm gonna get it now. Chocovesa. Right. This one, I don't think I've ever had. If I did, it was in passing. Um, you know a lot about the beer. You knew more about the beer than I did when I had it.
Mhm.
So it was interesting to see your response to my face. But
I didn't want to say shit. I wanted you to just experience, and I wanted to see what you said about it. So,
no, and then you saw my face, and you were just laughing because you knew exactly what pretty much was going to come out of my mouth,
yeah,
which was like it's just low key. Like I expected it to be bigger. It wasn't, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just my expectations. Period. Um, it has all those spices and all that, but it's slow key. It's not in your face. Doesn't remind me of like when it's in your face is Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
yeah.
That's a big one. It's great. I love it. It's like 12% though, but it's a big one. This is a smaller one, approachable. Kudos to Stone, man. It's not even hoppy because everything Stone does is hoppy, so there's no hops. I mean, it's not the hop presence is crazy, so I like that one. And then my favorite one was this Three Sheeps Bon Bon, this chocolate milk stout that I
Mhm.
said to me had depths of chocolate flavor in it, meaning it had some milk, some creaminess, and I felt some bitter at the end. Um, this is a great holiday beer, in my opinion. This is one that you can have 6-pack around Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas. People can grab it, especially with dessert. Anything you pair with dessert, any kind of dessert. Even I think even this will go pumpkin pie, even though there's a little bit of clash. But everybody's done with pumpkin pie now. We're into what? What are the Thanksgiving pies? We got sweet potato, right? Apple.
Hey, Apple. There's
This would even go.
Thanksgiving. My family does like my mom makes a pumpkin custard pie
Oh,
that is freaking delicious.
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
love this.
She makes some really. And the thing is, my mom is just like she's not a like one of these people that just cooks a. I'm gonna make all these, but tries to keep everything fairly simple.
Mhm.
And but she also makes for me almost every holiday, and she makes it just for me. I have two brothers. She doesn't make any dessert just for them.
Right.
She makes me banana pudding.
Oh.
I love banana pudding. I could eat the whole thing myself.
So is that for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or which one is that for?
Both.
Oh.
She makes them both. Now the thing is, we are doing something different this year for my family, where because with custody arrangements and all that jazz, my mom said, let's just do Thanksgiving, Christmas in one go. And I was like, okay. And it doesn't matter. Our kids are all mostly older. Like my brother Nick, he has one kid who is pretty young, but his other two kids are from his first marriage, and they're 16 and 12. I mean, they're not. It doesn't matter, we're just like the thing. Yeah, you have these things where you're like, well, you want Christmas. Yeah, but here's the thing: if you have family and everybody's kind of trying to combine their schedules, and since my parents are 2.5 hours away, it makes it simpler. Let's just do it all at once.
Right.
So this year we're going to do it after Thanksgiving. The only problem with that is Eric has basketball games. So so I'm going to have to maneuver around that, but I will, and we will. And, it'll be fine. It'll be, we'll spend time as much as we can. And our oldest son will be home from college, so he's coming with us. So it'll be nice.
Cheers. So let's recap what you drank.
All right. So obviously my least favorite was the one that was too old. And that had, I really want to reiterate, I don't think that had anything to do with the brewery. I think I want one of these fresh to really judge it properly.
Before the ending, though, did it have what you look for in a Scotch ale?
No, because like I said, it had the aftertaste that just kind of drowned everything out.
Everything.
It was not crisp at the beginning. Right. It was flat, and then just left this really weird aftertaste. So Willow Rock, I'm going to try one of these times where it's fresh. So I don't think this is your problem. This is called Rugged Scotch Ale 7.7. I said, I think it's more that I just got it old. So
yep, and we'll be back. We'll be back for them.
Yep. So second for me was, even though it was surprisingly good, was the blueberry coffee of Three Philosophers. I was not expecting a lot out of this.
I was going to say exceeded expectations a lot.
Yeah, by a lot. And it was very good. It was very balanced, as I said. The blueberries and coffees it was blueberry coffee and then quad, and the quad stayed the most. So it's very smart because it didn't have these two flavors that just kind of, knocked you all over the place. So we're going to give you a little each, and then we'll get you to the big show. And that was really quite good. I think it was really impressive. It just, even as goofy as it may sound, just like even the color of it just was really surprising. Really good. But for me, just the best one that I had was just, this surprised me just how good it was. It was, Don't You Know I'm Loco? It's a Mexican lager from Aurora Brewing. It was limey, and like I said, it felt almost like a Gosa. It was, really salty, but just really drinkable. If it was hot, I'd drink
Lawnmower.
I think it's more of a beach beer. Like, you could drink a lawnmower beer, definitely that. But I think if you took a 6-pack of this at a beer, you'd be to the beach, you'd be super happy. Like,
shower.
Yeah.
Check. Okay.
Yeah, it checks all the boxes, and I was going to drink the rest of it, but I want to save some for Jill to try, because this would be up her alley too. You said it was,
or I had a reference sequence, so like a sequentious kind of thing, because everybody's tried that one without the sour part, though, right?
But without the sour part, doesn't got the sour. It's more salty, and the lime is really, really forward, and I love the taste of lime. So that's like I said, to me, it tastes like what you would hope Corona would be, that it can never achieve.
And then Corona, what we ultimately want Corona to pair with is tacos and nachos and fish tacos.
This would be a million times better with any Mexican food you could grab.
I love Mexican food, man.
Oh, so do I.
Right, man. So
yeah.
Awesome. So Doug, we're going to wrap up here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I know Doug does too. Actually, I'm going to do my happy things, and then Doug's going to wrap up here. So I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I've already gave my speech about how everybody should just be nice and drop all the bullshit for Thanksgiving. It's one day a year that we could all just drop the bullshit. We have 363 other days to bitch about whatever we need to bitch about. Let's all like have a really good Thanksgiving. Have a good beer Thanksgiving. It's one of the best days to drink beer all day. There's no excuse not to have a beer before 12 on Thanksgiving. None excuse. Unless you got to drive around and all that, and I got it. But you can still have a nice beer, have somebody drive you around. There's Uber, there's Lyft. Let's go, people. Let's have a good holiday. I don't know if Doug, do you have any conflicts next Friday? Do we have any basketball games?
That's the thing is I think Eric has a basketball game Friday night.
All right, so we might have
I'm not gonna be able to drink, but that's okay. And what I will have is at some point when I don't have to drive around, I'll have beers. But to me, as you said, just enjoy time with your family, friends, your adopted family, meaning like if it's people that it might not be people that are you were blood related to, but people that mean the world to you. Enjoy that. And eat all the food, bullshit, smile, laugh, have a good freaking time. And, just leave the troubles and the worries of the world, which are plentiful, behind for a day, if you can. And for those who, don't really have people to be with, I hope you find some happiness that day. I really do.
Yes. Friendiversary, or I'm sorry, Friendsgiving. Get with friends. It's funny to me. Thanksgiving and Christmas are days that you should always have a good time, even if it's by yourself. And even if you have to cook a ham by yourself and just eat it, just to enjoy yourself in that time, you should do it. Like holidays are days, man. Everybody should enjoy their holidays, and sometimes you have to be by yourself because sometimes it's just too stressful and the way the situation is. But just enjoy your holiday and have a beer. Drink like we've been drinking. Look at this. We've been clearing it out, man. So cheers. So I don't know. I might see you next Friday. Might be me and a guest. It might not be anybody. Who knows? We'll see. But we have our Mad Elf coming up. We're going to be doing that in December for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing that. I need to ship some of that stuff out to you. I might have to ship that. I have to ship that and a grand crew out to you.
We're going to have a couple guests too for that. So that's going to be fun. That's coming up in December. I don't know. We should do something crazy for Christmas. We'll talk about it on the side. Who knows? So we're going to have some things for you guys. We'll have the new year coming up. Yep. Doug and I are going to be on at least 2 road trips next year together. We're going to that too. We're going to New York. So we're going to have fun. Next 2020 is going to be crazy, fun. So we'll see you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Love y'all. Cheers.